It's been almost 65 years since Marvel Comics introduced us to their first family of superheroes, the Fantastic Four. Well, they have appeared in numerous media outside the comics like cartoons as well as movies. One didn't get released and three did, with the third being a major disappointment. But now they're back and better than ever in the MCU, as I just experienced the Fantastic Four First Steps now playing in theaters, which has gotten a much better response than any of the other films. But is it really as fantastic as the critics say? Or is Marvel's family of superheroes yet again doomed to yet another big box office disappointment? Find out in the spoiler free review right now. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Enough said. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Joel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler free review of the 2025 superhero flick, The Fantastic Four First Steps, released by Marvel Studios, distributed through Disney. This is the 37th film in the MCU and second reboot for the titular characters. The film was directed by Matt Shakman, who had recently directed the MCU miniseries WandaVision, and also directed episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Fargo, and Game of Thrones. The story was should I say screenplay was written by Josh Freeman, Eric Pearson, Jeff Kaplan, and Ian Springer. Film features an ensemble cast that includes Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, and Joseph Quinn as the titular characters, along with Julia Garner, Sarah Niles, Mark Gatiss, Natasha Lyonne, Paul Walter Hauser, and Ralph Ineson. In the film, the Fantastic Four must protect their 1960s inspired retro futuristic world from the plague devouring cosmic being known as Galactus. Now, so far, this film has gotten very good reviews, better than any of the other films, including Roger Corman's unreleased film. Well, of course, the Fantastic Four were, of course, Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Ben Grimm, and Johnny Storm, who embarked on a mission to outer space during which they gained superhuman abilities from cosmic rays. Which the story began in 1960 on Earth 828. And upon return to Earth, they became the Fantastic Four. 4 years later, the group have become celebrities and are regarded as the world's protectors. Well, during a family dinner, Reed and Sue reveal to Ben and Johnny that they are expecting a child. A few months later, the Silver Surfer suddenly appears to announce to the people of Earth that their planet has been marked for destruction by a planet devouring cosmic being known as Galactus. After studying numerous anomalies involving the disappearance of planets, the team decides to try to negotiate Earth's fate with Galactus. Well, apparently, Leah, the only way that Galactus will do this, he would offer to spare Earth in exchange for the unborn son, whom they named Franklin later on, after they managed to escape from Galactus and the Surfer. But that's all this story I will give to you. I will not reveal no more because this is a spoiler free review and you already know that. Now, for my thoughts on the Fantastic Four First Steps, I must admit, I loved it. This is a big comeback for this titular group. And I'm thinking this may be able to pull it off. So far, I've already seen, since it had pretty good showings for Thursday previews, and more recently, a big one on Friday, yesterday. It's doing pretty well. It's so far already made 106 million worldwide on its $200 million budget, and they've already confirmed a sequel as well. But anyway, back to what my thoughts are. I am going to say I really love the atmosphere for the setting of this film. retro 1960s style future and what have you. This is such a cool experience and what have you. I'm going to say that I give them props for doing this and what have you. I think Matt Sheckman, after he had recently done WandaVision, I he does an exceptionally good job with his direction. So anyway, yes. Now that I give credit for. The score for the film was done by Michael. Okay, I mispronounced his name before. Giacchino. That's how you pronounce it. Michael Giacchino was actually done. How should I say? It's too many films and what have you. I mean, he has recently done film scores for several films in not just the MCU, but Mission Impossible, Jurassic World, Star Trek reboot series, and 8 Pixar films. Plus lots of others and what have you, but there's too many to mention. I've got to say, he does an exceptionally good job with this, and I appreciate what all the music that he officially gave to us. Now, you must stay through the film and what have you, because there is a mid credit scene. After that, it'll say the Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday. But however, I'm not going to spill the beans on that mid credit scene. No way. There is a there is an in credit scene though, but it's nothing seriously important. It just kind of makes you feel like you're seeing a new updated version of the classic the original Fantastic Four tune from 1967. That's not a factual spoiler because that really doesn't spoil much because that's only a little fun bit you see after the credits. So this doesn't count. But I've got to say, I really loved every bit of it. This was very good. I think this kind of surpasses my liking for the 2005 film or even Rise of the Silver Surfer. Boy. Anyway, so far, I am going to say it's doing pretty well. Its score is currently at 87% now on Rotten Tomatoes, just a tiny bit off from where it started, but it's cool though. It reached certified fresh in no time. I was surprised, but this is better than any other film with the Ford to this day. Anyway, according to the site, they say benefiting from rock solid cast chemistry and clad in appealingly retro 1960s design, this crack at the Fantastic Four does Marvel's first family justice. I couldn't agree more. Metacritic has a score of 64, and audiences polled by CinemaScore gave it an A-. Variety felt that the film foregoing the origin story and taking place in the midst of the team as active heroes was a strong suit. Yes, I agree. We only just see just tiny bits and what have you. But I was fine with that. I mean, they were taking their chances with that, just like how James Gunn had more recently done with Superman earlier this month. Anyway, the Guardian's Peter Bradshaw wrote, "It hangs together as an entertaining spectacle in its own innocent, self-enclosed universe of fantasy wackiness. Writing the production design was hallucinatory in its 1960s aesthetic and said it kept the superhero genre aloft." David Rooney of The Hollywood Reporter similarly praised this 1965 felt Giacchino's orchestral score, the production design, and costuming were complementary. Excuse me. Rooney felt that Moss-Bachrach portrayed warmth and sensitivity behind his motion capture character and wrote of Garner's commanding portrayal of an icy to sorrowful character arc. Now, of course, aside from Giacchino's score or Shakeman's direction and its great singing and what have you, we have a very good cast and what have you. Playing Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, is Pedro Pascal, who most people might remember from appearing in the fourth season of Game of Thrones. Of course, he had also appeared in films like The Great Wall, which I have yet to see, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, and The Equalizer 2. He had also appeared, and well, this wasn't his first time to be in a superhero bit. He also appeared in Wonder Woman 1984, and more recently, he was in Gladiator 2 last year. And of course, also he had appeared as the leading role in the hit series The Mandalorian and the HBO post apocalyptic drama series The Last of Us. Now, I must admit, his performance as Mr. Fantastic was absolutely really good. I liked his performance. Very good. So apparently, this was a good one. Now, playing Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, is Vanessa Kirby, who actually had recently performed Princess Margaret in the Netflix series The Crown. Let's see. She's also been in some other films, including Jupiter Ascending, Everest, Mission Impossible Fallout, and more. And well, actually, the last three Mission Impossible movies, including The Final Reckoning. She was also Josephine in Napoleon, and Hattie Shaw in Fast and the Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw as well. So I'm going to give her credit for what she had to do in this one. She was absolutely very, very good. And I found she was the founder. She's the founder of the Future Foundation, which has achieved global demilitarization and peace. I've got to say, really good. So apparently, I've got to give give her credit. Playing Bing Grimm, aka the ever-loving blue-eyed thing, is Ebon Moss-Bachrach, who most people would remember him as Richie on the hit award-winning FX series The Bear. Now, this, I think, was a very good performance. Now, even though I really appreciate Michael Chiklison's performance in the 2005 film in Rise of the Silver Surfer, but, well, Bacharach really, really took the cake. I must admit, he proves to be very good and what have you. Just so incredible. And the and of course what they did in the motion capture suits thing, I'm gonna say he was very good as well. And we get to see him as the regular human form of Bang Grimm. Playing Johnny Storm the Human Torch is Joseph Quinn. Now, of course, he's been in some films. He was recently in Overlord, A Quiet Place Day 1, and like Pedro Pascal, he was also in Gladiator 2, and more recently, he was in the war film Warfare. I must admit, he's pretty good. Now, he was a fan of Chris Evans' portrayal of the character in the 2005 film Rise of the Silver Surfer, although he did not base his portrayal on Evans. That's understandable and what have you, but still the womanizing guy he was. So, pretty good. Now, I have been mixed on some things, but not this time. Playing the Silver Surfer is actually a woman, Julia Garner, who most people would remember her from the Netflix series Ozark. Now, I must say, Now, this, unlike what we saw in Rise of the Silver Surfer, because we had, well, just somebody play him while somebody does the voice of him, but this one's different. Garner nailed the character and the voice. Because I almost thought there was more than just one type of Silver Surfer, but I could be wrong and what have you. Of course, name was Shala Bal. I'm gonna say this one really nailed it. I think she did exceptionally very good. Next up, we have Sarah Niles playing Lynn Nichols, the CEO of the Future Foundation. Niles, of course, was best known for appearing in several films and TV series. Although most of them, I'm afraid I'm not too familiar with. Okay, well, except for one. She was more recently in F1 as well as new Prime Video film that recently came out earlier this month called Heads of State, which has Idris Elba and John Cena, which I have yet to watch. Maybe I will in one day, but I don't know when. Playing Ted Gilbert, the host of a popular talk show, The Ted Gilbert Show, is Matt Gatiss. I've got to say, he's a big time award winner. Yeah. Um, he recently wrote several episodes of Doctor Who. He also has appeared on Game of Thrones and in several films, including Victor Frankenstein, Christopher Robin, and even Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. I'm gonna say this character's pretty good. And even though we may not have, Alicia Masters in this film, but this is, but a different love interest for Ben is fair enough. And we get the form of Rachel Roseman, played by Natasha Lyonne, who I've seen in numerous films, most notably the American Pie franchise. Very good. Next up, playing Harvey Elder, aka the Mole Man, who in the film who actually is actual enemy of the Fantastic Four, but somehow turned an ally, is Paul Walter Hauser, who recently did the voice of embarrassment in Inside Out 2 last year. And more recently, I had reviewed the film he did, and that was The Luckiest Man in America, where he played Michael Larson, the big winner of Press Your Luck. He's soon to be seeing the Naked Gun remake with Liam Neeson next. I can't believe one of the Four's own villains became an ally in this film. They do talk about some other villains and what have you, but I won't mention too many. Now I know one of them was Red Ghost, I believe. Yes, Red Ghost. He was mentioned, but due to something, he wasn't in it. We did see one of his super apes though, and that character was to be played by John Malkovich. No, yeah, John Malkovich. Excuse me. Okay, and finally, playing the big one, believe me, we finally get to see him in his rightful form, Galactus, played by Ralph Ineson, who most people have recently seen him as Amicus Caro in the final three Harry Potter films, as well as The Witch, The Green Knight, and Nosferatu. I'm going to say he's absolutely very good. This is a very good portrayal of Galactus, unlike what we saw in Rise of Silver Surfer. I'll throw in one more name. Playing, for this one, the humanoid experimental robot B type integrated electronics, or Herbie, as if you know that name. Matthew Wood voices this character. Yeah, it was really cool to have Herbie in this. I didn't think they would actually have this guy in here, but looks like he did. Now, even though I almost let it loose in my review for this, Alex Hyde White, Rebecca Stabb, Jay Underwood, and Michael Bailey Smith, who played the titular team in Roger Corman's unreleased Fantastic Four, actually make cameo appearances, which I think that's really something. Really cool. But anyway, so with everything said, I think the cast is amazing. Or should I say, excuse me, fantastic. I think this is a good one, and this time, as much as I said for their previous hit, Thunderbolts, I think this time the MCU is back for realsies. I mean, this come out just a year. Well, right about the time they had released Deadpool and Wolverine last year. Well, this is really cool. Now, I'm hoping for the best that this is going to do better than this or Captain America Brave New World. And I hope this will bring in a lot. It's so far done pretty well. Like I said, it's already made over 106 million worldwide on its $200 million budget. So I think it'll keep it up. So I think it just might be able to pull it off. And I hope for the best they'll get a sequel. You think it'll still hold up? I'd say probably, even though there are some other films I'm ready for in the next 3 weeks to come. But we'll see. So, from what I've seen, the Fantastic Four First Steps, it was fantastic. And it was a retro blast, like I said in my out the year reaction earlier. Everything was great. I think the action sequences were really good. There was an awesome setting and what have you, atmosphere, great score, great music, and stuff. They're both the same in a way. And the cast is great, the characters are great, everything in this is great. I didn't find much of anything wrong with this. So the Fantastic Four First Steps is definitely a film you must go check out. You won't be disappointed by it. And it'll help you get over that 2015 film. Seriously, it will. Alright, for my score, I'm giving the Fantastic Four First Steps 5 stars, which of course will mean on a scale of 1 to 10, it gets a 10. So what did you think of the Fantastic Four First Steps? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, you know the rest. And I can see I'm now 33 subscribers away from 1,000, so keep it up. Okay, and change of plans for the next one. Now, I was going to do Death of a Unicorn solo, but I decided I'm changing it to mini reviews because I've just seen a horror flick called Until Dawn, and I'm going to include with that when I do this in a mini reviews vid with Death of a Unicorn tomorrow, the next time. Okay, so that'll do it for this vid. And if you like this, check out my reviews for these other fun-filled, fantastic bits. In the upper left-hand corner, you can check out my re-review of Fantastic Four from 2005. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of Fantastic Four, The Rise of Silver Surfer. Well, actually, they're not re-reviews, they're revisited reviews. Whoops, my mistake. Or if you really want to see what the Fantastic Four were like in 60s in animated form, check out my Saturday morning TV log for the original Fantastic Four cartoon from 1967. In the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya and Excelsior! Bye now.